Vicky.
And this is Mika.
And this is
A Word at the Table. You think I could hear the light?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a light flickering.
Flickering.
Yeah, setting the mood.
What mood? Like ominous? Like,
yeah, like spiritual.
Oh my gosh.
Things are happening. But yeah, how's everyone doing?
I'm good.
Good week.
I'm good. I had a busy week. It wasn't good or bad, but it was busy.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Agreed. Me too. Back to back.
yes. Yeah. No, but Saturday at least I got a chance to sleep. You know, I just want to like recollect and like, cause I don't know, I feel like it's just been work, sleep. So, you know, hopefully this week will be more like taking my time and,
Right.
you know, being a person.
You're not
just a
scrambling.
robot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So today we're gonna do a freestyle episode, like we did last season. We did like a.
I like that. Do that again.
You just do a funk flex.
Yeah. Freestyle.
Yes. Drop the bomb. Funk flex bomb.
Someone's turning off the podcast right now. I don't need this.
I thought this was Christian.
Yeah, right.
Why do I hear bombs?
All right.
But yeah, so we did one last season 1, we did a freestyle topic. And basically just a bunch of different questions and we just all chime in and answer the question.
Yeah.
Before that, we're going to do a bag of questions or do you just want to go straight into the...
We can do you have questions for
always
a bag
love
of questions?
bag of questions. Yeah.
I like it too. It's an element of surprise.
I know. It's like, whoa.
It's like, what are you asking me? I like it.
Okay, cool. I have some questions.
What are you asking me?
So, okay, we'll do a bag of questions before we get into the freestyle topic. So, what job would you not like to do?
Wow. That's so funny because we were doing a thing at work. Like our senior vice president, she's trying to mix things up with our staff meetings. So she's been coming with like random things. Last week we did what was your worst job? What would be your worst dream job or your nightmare job?
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess that's similar.
Oh, wow. What was yours?
The one that I said was an actual job that I had. And everybody was like something funny, but I just brought the whole mood down because mine was serious.
No, guys.
I was like, this is serious. But for me, I think the worst job I had and any job that I could have that would be a nightmare for me is working in a place with no morals, no standards.
Do they take this as shade? Do they take it as shade? Like working in a place with no morals and no standards. Everybody's like, are you?
Yeah. No, and it's, I worked in a place like that. And it was just like, you would feel like, I mean, the company still exists. And I still wonder, like, how do they still function? Because they make a lot of money. But yeah, that was just the worst thing. I used to go to work. I never had like anxiety problems, but when I worked at that job, I used to drive to work. And as I was getting closer, it was about an hour drive. As I was getting closer, my heart would start racing. I would start breathing heavy. I would like sometimes I would even like start tearing and I'm like, I'm not even actually crying. I'm just like freaking out.
Yeah.
Sounds like a full-on anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Every day.
Dang.
Towards the end, that happened for about like 3 weeks, and I was like, "Yeah, this is it."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I quit.
And that could lead to like physical pain too. Like like the stress can literally lead to you like going to the hospital for certain things.
Like an ulcer or
So
something.
that was my worst real life experience, which is why I was like the
the downer.
the Debbie Downer. I was like, okay, great, thanks.
Mine for me would definitely be was to probably anything in the food service industry. Like
really,
like I feel like
you get the free food,
like a chef.
Well, no, but like waiting. I mean, like being a waiter, waitress. Yeah, like I guess the service industry, maybe not food, but just like
Retail kind of thing.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I could do it, but I think I wouldn't be happy just having to deal with different personalities. And, sometimes people are rude and they're nasty to you. And I guess that could happen anywhere, but I feel like it's more common when you're like waiting on someone, like being a waitress and, getting orders and, just balancing those plates. Like I would drop every plate. So definitely that I don't think I would want to do. Thank God I haven't. And also a nurse. I don't think I could be a nurse.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything in the medical field. Like, I get freaked out so easily. Someone would be like, oh, nurse, look at this. I'm like, oh, keep that to yourself.
Put that Band-Aid back on.
Disgusting.
Oh my
You should go to a hospital. They're like, what?
I am a hospital.
I can't. Like, the way my eyes are set up, I cannot see certain things. Like,
yeah.
And then like, even if you don't have to be working with the people, even if it was like in billing or something where you don't, like, I would just be like, oh, look at all these sick people. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for them. Like, just, just being in that environment.
Right.
I mean, that's my reason why I couldn't be in the medical field, because I think I am too compassionate and too sympathetic to people's pains that I wouldn't be able to do it.
Right.
And then like some patients, they're so ill, they poop on themselves.
Yeah.
Something about the body and no.
The way it excretes and everything.
Yeah. Like sometimes I disgust myself. I'd be like, what is this?
Right. And I don't even like myself when I'm sick. Like I can't do it.
Oh my gosh.
So imagine someone else.
Now we're like, well, we're bashing a whole industry of people.
But these people are necessary.
No, I
mean, my mom's a nurse.
Yeah,
so
I have the utmost
I have nothing
respect.
against nurses, but I couldn't do it.
Utmost respect
My
for
mom
them. I just
talks
couldn't.
about her patients dying. Like, so if someone, like, she'll come home, she's like, oh, so-and-so died today, and she just moves on.
Wow.
But it's like,
I feel like Haitians are like that.
she's so
period,
close
though.
to death,
right?
I feel like, all the time, and it doesn't really affect her so heavily. Yeah.
See, I don't know if that's a good thing. That's like scary.
The only time it
everybody.
affects her when it's like a young person who's like, because she works in rehab, like rehab as in when someone gets into an accident, has physical therapy. So if she's working with like a young person that had like a motorcycle accident, that weighs heavily on her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, utmost
Again, the
respect for
Debbie
them.
Downer. Sorry, guys.
I have most respect for like even the food. Like what are you gonna do if any hardworking person?
Yeah.
Good. Not everyone can do that.
Yep.
Right.
Takes special people to do those things.
Yeah.
Exactly. So definitely not bashing y'all out there. It's definitely utmost respect. I just couldn't.
I just
do it.
couldn't.
And the scrubs too.
No, I like cute
the
sometimes.
No,
And
the way they used to look though, they have like new scrubs that are kind of cute. The older ones I used to see, I don't like them.
I never understood people in the medical field. This is obviously no shade, but like people in the medical field would wear their scrubs everywhere. Like not just to work. They be in Starbucks, they be at the gym, they be at
library.
Gym. Like I'm like,
okay. I'm a
they be at the mall, like everywhere. Me and my scrubs. Like,
Maybe because they're going back to work.
I guess, but I would see that you're not in the hospital, but I be seeing them everywhere.
That's so true.
The post office.
I mean, I think
like,
also it's a sign of pride.
I think
sort of
so,
thing.
too.
It's
I
like
think that's
I'm
what more it is.
identifying myself as
I'm in the
a
medical
doctor
field.
or a nurse or
Because
whatever.
they save lives every day, so
Yeah,
they
they
want to.
do.
Yeah. That's crazy. I remember Eddie is our friend. He's going to school to be a doctor, and he was talking about how much like basketball players get compensated, and he's like, they make so much more money, and I'm out here saving lives, and what are they doing?
Yeah.
Just
Dribbling the ball.
right?
Very
But
true.
that's a whole nother conversation. Okay, Vicky. What is something you wish you didn't buy and you wished you did buy?
Okay. Can I get a minute? My goodness. The way I use my debit card.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What's something I just bought that I'm upset about that I bought?
Something I wish I did buy, maybe like stock in certain companies, right?
Yeah.
Something I wish I didn't buy, all the White Castles. All the White Castle trips.
You know,
I was thinking about
I was thinking, who eats at White Castle?
No,
You're that customer.
no, I'm usually not. I have these periods in my life where I'm just obsessed with this food. And then like, I'm not like, no, but when I go, it's like they got these shrimp nibblers. And I was like driving by one day. I was like, shrimp nibblers. And they got me hooked. They got me hooked.
I'm gonna check that after this podcast. Sounds kind of good.
It's like these big fat pieces of we should get sponsored by White Castle, but these big fat pieces of fried shrimp, and they're so good. They come in packs of like small, medium, large. The large is a meal. The large is a meal.
I'm gonna try that. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about food too. Like the other time when we had the nachos at the comedy show, and they weren't even good. I ate it, but like I was upset that I bought it.
Like $14.
I like forced myself to eat it. I was like,
for nachos?
Well, no, that was with my bottled water. It wasn't just $14. It was like $6. It was that's why I ate it. Just because of the fact that I paid.
Not okay. A bottle of water.
This is not okay. It's America.
Yeah, you know they OD in the theater
because they know you hungry. They know you thirsty. Where you gonna go? You gonna walk outside, come back in? Where you going?
Where you gonna go?
You know what? Just for that, I'm upping the price. It's $25 now.
Mika, was there anything that you wish you didn't buy, or you?
I mean, that was some years ago. But when I first bought my car, after I bought it, and then because I was driving to work every day, but then I started working in Manhattan, and I'd never used my car, and I was like, I really don't need to have a car. So I regretted that for like a quick second, but then it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, now I don't have a car. It's great.
Now what's? Oh, you don't have a car.
No, I don't have a car anymore.
Wait, so how'd you get here?
My sister.
Oh, okay.
I have a lot of family with cars.
So Mika gonna hit everybody with the can I get a ride?
Can I get a ride?
Let me get a ride.
Or her fancy Indian
Right.
earring.
I request a lift, please.
Oh, she has these really nice earrings on that she got from
gosh.
India, and so she's all fancy after. And last question: if you can do a do-over in life, would you, or would you keep the life you have now? That actually came up from a top. That I got that question from our conversation, and we were like, I wonder if we could do a do-over. That'd be so cool.
I would do a lot of do-overs. Like, I feel like if I knew what I knew then now, or I messed it up, but like, if I did know what decisions to make, I feel like, I don't want to say happier, but I feel like I would just, I don't know. I don't want to like dwell on that because I feel like I'm going to make myself sad.
Yeah, you'll just fall into a black hole. Yeah, because then I also think like, what if my do-over is worse than what I'm in now? Or like, I don't know.
Well,
like,
your
I'm
do-over would be with the wisdom that you have.
That's
now.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, no. Isn't a do-over like a complete, like you wouldn't even remember your past?
So then what's the point?
Because
you just living life again.
Because like if you
literally do the thing
you would because you're the same person.
No,
you
like a
probably
whole
make the
new
same
life.
choices.
Like a whole new entire life. Like you're not even going to be Mika.
Nah.
So you would...
No.
I'm
talking about, I would want to rewind to like that sweet spot at college. I would re-choose the school I went to. I would re-choose my major. And I would choose wisely who I decide to spend my time with.
Yeah.
Those are the three things that I feel like would drastically change my life.
I wouldn't change my school or major, but I would change the people that I spent time with. Yeah. And even the people that I deliberately chose not to spend time with.
You'd be like, hey
guys.
People who were trying to get close, I'm like, nah, you good.
Yeah, definitely. Or I wish with relationships that I could tell myself like, girl, get out of it. Like don't try to say, oh, hey, maybe it'll get better. Like, no, move on.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I think my life would be so much more lit. So much more lit, yeah.
Definitely be more happy times.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that's not how it works.
Yeah, you know what? Everything God does is intentional.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It may not be a straight line, but you're going to get to your destination, all right?
For sure.
Yeah, no regrets.
There's something I wrote down today. I write things down.
She pulls out a notebook.
Yeah. Hold on. It was something that the pastor says, like, what if God allowed you to have the right problems? It's like, what if God chose the problems that you went through so that you could develop those special characters you need in you for you to do what you're called to do? So, like, all of our trials and all of our tribulations, all of our mistakes even, they all have purpose.
Right. They all
Although
play a role.
it's hard for us to see it, or even when you've come to the place where you're supposed to be, you may not even be able to see the purpose in those trials, but just know that it contributed to who you are. Yeah. That's it.
That's deep.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll jump into the freestyle topics.
That's fine. Just do it.
Chop one of Funk Flex bombs.
Yeah.
All right, you can go.
Do you want me to? Okay, so this is a question that I've been pondering, and I don't have the answer, but I wanted to talk about it. So I was thinking about Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. So they both, as we know, like they both walked with God and God was present, but they both chose to sin against the word of God. And I was thinking about their punishment, like humanity's punishment for their sin. Do you think that Adam's punishment or Eve's punishment was harsher? Or do you think they were...
This is super deep.
I know. That's why I say I don't have the answer. But I've been thinking about this for probably like a month.
I was thinking how is it that God made both man and women, but we're like women, we're like so oppressed with like everything. Yeah. Just like, like men are just like, whatever, right? And we're just like, we are like consistently raped and like we don't get enough pay and like it's just society's just set up for us to lose. And like, what if that's part of Eve's, because he was like, God was like, oh, so childbirth, all that. That's all that.
Your period every month. That's you.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Whatever, right? And then it's like muffin tops. That's all you too.
Men too.
Yeah.
Barely. Men like stop drinking alcohol and boom, they're fit. Like so hard for women. And we're like objectified. Men are barely ever objectified.
Yeah. Yeah. So so what's the answer, guys? What are your thoughts on that? Like, cause I was thinking about it. I'm like, so Adam's punishment was that he was going to, everything that he has is going to be gained by the sweat of his brow. So he's going to have to work hard to get everything that he needs to feed his family, to provide for his family. And Eve's punishment was, correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't reread the passage recently, but it was for her, she's going to have pain in childbirth.
I remember that.
She's going to be subject to her husband and submissive to her husband.
Right? Okay.
And like in those two, like which one's harsher?
No, I honestly think it's us. Because we have to work by the sweat of our brow too. Like society has changed. We can't all like scratch our bellies and stay home. Right?
We just birth babies.
Yeah. No, we also have to work for I feel like now, I feel like I'm just going off on a tangent, but I feel like now we have to work harder than some of the men that we make, because especially as Black women, most Black men are not as educated as we are. Yes. For some reason, like the school system fails our Black men. Like they kind of like get neglected into lower grades or just dropping out in general. Like if you treat somebody like they're invisible, if you treat somebody like they're a problem, they're gonna act as such,
right?
Or whatever, right? And they specifically target Black men. I'm quoting an article, I think in Essence or something like that, but I was just like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. And like because of that, because like not only does our school system fail Black men, and the fact that society villainizes Black men, it just kind of puts them on a lower totem pole when it comes to economic power. So Black women, we're sitting there, we're more likely to be the breadwinner in a lot of our relationships. we're working by the sweat of our brow too, and we got that childbirth,
Right?
And we got like, what was the third thing?
Our period.
Our period. But like,
Then we're supposed to be submissive.
How
to this husband.
Tell me, how am I supposed to be submissive when you're the manager at the
Right.
Walmart and I'm sitting there,
Right.
Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think even in society, when you think about marrying up, when you look at those people, usually you see a man who found like a woman and married up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not usually the other way around.
It's I'm not even trying to make this a race thing, but especially
in the
with black women.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. How many times have you bagged a guy and it was like, oh, he is guys,
Right.
guys, look who I'm dating.
Right.
Most likely it's like, yeah, I know. He's nice though, guys.
I promise.
It's like, oh, okay, Vicky, all right.
He's okay.
Right? It's like, doesn't he? Like, I could have sworn I saw him at the drive-thru at McDonald's. And it's like, guys, he's really, really nice. And
He's
it's
a good person.
It's not just us. Almost every girl I know, every guy that it's like they're not on your level. I've never met a girl who's dating Drake or somebody who's just like out here. No, we're all cuffing
I can't think
guys.
of one example, honestly. Oh my gosh.
No shade to any guy that nobody, but like everybody's just not on our level.
Yeah,
unless you're dating some old man, and even then,
that's what I was gonna say. It's like, but if you're dating someone much older than you, it's like, but that's already them marrying up in a way because you're
the young hot wife,
youth. Yeah. You have all this energy and they don't. Like you're the loser again in that situation. But go ahead. You can talk.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and it's like they got to the point that they got their lives together at that age. So it's like, I would have met you at
my age.
Where were you at?
He still would have been like, oh, can I pay some cash from car?
Can we split this?
Can we split the bill? You picking me up, right?
You're like, what is it, like acrimony?
I want to see it.
Oh my gosh, girl! She was on the struggle boat with him for like 18 years.
I have to see it.
No spoilers, but Taraji's stuck in there, man.
Oh my gosh, I gotta see it.
Yeah. Anyway,
I was like, his one movie that it wasn't like faith based. Most of his movies are super faith-based.
I feel like there's usually, some religious, like, God.
I didn't see not one Bible, not one verse, not one,
Still obsessed with the unstable black women. Still obsessed with that. But there was no, Jesus, find your way and find Jesus moment. No.
I'm surprised, Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
but in thinking about that question, I mean, it's like I said, it's been a month of me thinking about this, not consistently, but I go back to it. But I think I haven't arrived at the answer, but I think where I'm leaning towards is that God is a good God. He's a fair God. So I don't think either punishment was harsher, or you can say like he was harsher with men versus women or women versus men, because he looks at you where you are and gives you what he knows you need. So I don't think there's we can say which one is harsher or not harsher. I think they're both a punishment is a punishment. I think they're both equally punishing. But then we do have Jesus, who is our salvation, who saved us. So,
and that grace is the same grace that's going to help
each
of us. So, and I think men go through other things too, in the sense of like society tells them they have to be that manly man and sweat on the brow. They can never
that is so toxic to the point where you don't even. I feel like it even affects them religiously because say we're any random church, it's mostly women and the men that they drag along with them. You're never gonna see like a single. Hey guys, I just came to worship God.
right.
Like, no,
How y'all doing today?
Praise God. Men have an issue with submission, and for you to be a good Christian, you need to submit.
Yes.
Right.
So, like, for you to tell a man who's out here like minding his own business, and he doesn't have a wife who's like, oh, Jabba, how come you never come to church with me? Like, you, like, he's just on his own, and is on his. It's hard for him to admit that he needs God.
Right.
That he's not a self-made man.
Right.
That he, like, we women, we have no problem asking for help. We have no problem asking for directions. We have no problem. Hey, sir, you know, we have no problem doing that. Like that extended hand of like, you know, asking or something like that.
Yeah.
Men have an issue with that.
They do.
Like, and I feel like that it comes from like this toxic masculinity that like you're less of a man if you bow down, if you're less of a man if you know you submit to authority and stuff like that. So that's another reason why like when it comes to like some office service work, women are better at that because we're better
like those
at
administrative jobs.
Administrative jobs. Like a secretary, a receptionist, a man, like, no, he's like, what? You want me to do what?
Yeah, paperwork.
I am the boss.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. And I also think too, like that also makes them actually live up to that stereotype because they're not expressing themselves in the proper way and like letting go of whatever they were thinking about or whatever affected them. They don't express it. So then they're out on the street just acting crazy and angry and you don't know why. It's because society's telling them that they can't express themselves.
Intimacy and expression are both things that you're telling little boys they cannot feel. Like you're not supposed to express yourself. Like you're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to be like intimate and loving. And when you go to church, when you praise, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to express yourself and you're supposed to be intimate with God.
You're supposed to cry out to
exactly.
God.
This type of intimacy will make the average man feel uncomfortable. You know, we have no problem. Oh God, I love you. Like how women, we like to cry. Say word. We love to feel. We love to. We invite the spirit.
We like to express that.
You know,
all of that out.
We're like, there's like a magnet between us and like feelings and stuff like that. Men are like, oh, they feel like they're gonna like have a skirt on if they do that, you know?
Right.
So that type of toxic masculinity affects them in so many different ways.
Right.
There's a little boy I was listening to, a high school student. I was listening to this news program, and it was about feminism. And this kid said, growing up, every time he cried, like as a 5 or 6 year old, his father would make him wear a dress to show him, like, you cry because you're acting like a girl. Girls cry.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, I think that's the harshest thing.
Yeah.
That's the harshest thing you can do to a little boy growing up to be a man. Why would you break him in that way? Yeah. And something you do to a child is something that sticks with them forever. Yeah.
But like your formative years start at you start your memories at 4, and I think your formative years start when?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Forever. Like, I just, for me, like whatever we go through in life, like we obviously like pass on to the people around us. But for me, like I hope that I don't project any of my negativity to my children.
Yeah.
Like,
you need to, when you create a person, you need to I understand, culture and nurture and stuff like that. Like you were born into a certain way, so you're a certain way or whatever, but don't transfer your bad things onto your kids.
Yeah.
You need to be better for your kids.
Right. Like your inconsistencies should not be like passed on to your children. Like, yeah.
Right, you're supposed to pass like the positive on, and just for every generation to get better and better. It shouldn't be going the other way around. Yeah. So
wow, that's what I think is a topic. That's crazy.
Let's do another one. Let's see. Let's do another topic.
Let's do one more question.
Would God send you someone you're not physically attracted to?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're too hot, all right? You calm down and look at his soul.
Yeah, God needs to humble you.
You need to humble yourself. Deny yourself.
That's funny. I don't think so.
Earl's a good man.
I feel like God knows what you want in every type of aspect. Well,
he's not going to be the perfect man.
Not what you want, but what he knows that like you you should have in that person spiritually, and he obviously sees the person's heart.
You said physically attractive, right?
Right, I did. But I also think physical is important in the sense of, obviously that's the first thing you guys are going to see of one another. So there has to be some type of attraction. I don't think you're going to be like repulsive. Like
no, I mean, I think I wouldn't say like someone that is like completely repulsive to you that you'll eventually like work out a relationship with them. I don't know. That's probably possible, but I think God can send you the man of your dreams that doesn't come in the package that you expected him to come in.
Okay.
So, like, he could have everything that you wanted except the looks. You know what I mean? Or you're gonna say, well, he is like my perfect man, but I don't know, like the way he looks. I don't know.
I don't believe. I feel like at least you'd be somewhat attracted to the person.
No.
At least like the personality, or like.
I think honestly, I think in that sense, you need to learn to submit. That's like
to God, like, not to the man.
Yeah, to God. You need to. If God is telling you this is good for you, I made him, so he's not butt ugly. You just don't. You don't see him in your eyes as beautiful or whatever, right? Yes. So that's like God is telling you, Gigi, you have really bad iron levels or whatever, right? So God gives you a plate of steaming hot spinach. That looks bad to you. You are like, ew, that's gross. Yeah. I don't want that. And God's like, girl, you need that though. Like you need that. And you're like, oh.
You're anemic.
It's like, oh my God. What am I going to do about this anemia? You got the steaming hot right there. Oh my Lord Jesus.
And I go for the steak. I go for like the mac and cheese.
And God's like, you know what? Give me this.
You don't deserve spinach.
You're going to be hungry, girl. Yeah. But you just need to like have your eyes open to what God wants to you, because it's like not everything that's appetizing for your eyes, like not everything that satisfies your flesh is good for your soul.
Ooh, that's deep.
Was that
yes, that is a quotable right there. Yes,
we'll quote you, girl. We'll quote you.
Yeah. Okay. But I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
So do one more and wrap it up.
Yeah. There's one last one.
You have one? Or
no, you go ahead.
Okay. Is passion and purpose one and the same?
I have no idea how to answer this.
I think that the thing that you are called for as your purpose, you are going to be passionate about. But I don't think that passion and purpose are exactly the same thing, because you could have passions that are not godly.
That's true.
So
yeah,
not passions of the flesh.
Right.
So I don't think they're not one. They're not the same thing, but you do, like, if you think God called you for a purpose to serve, like, in children's ministry, but then you really don't have a passion for children's ministry, like, check back with God. Are you sure you heard that from him? Because I think, like, if you feel called for a certain thing, you're gonna be passionate about it.
So, do you guys watch Empire? Anybody?
No.
Dang.
I've seen a few episodes.
I started like binging it on Hulu, but like, okay, so there was this one character who, this is like passion and purpose, like you just, So he was actually a really good rapper. Like he had like bars upon bars upon bars, whatever, right? But one of the characters was like, you know what? I could sign you, but you are better working with those inner city youth. They look up to you, or whatever, right? And I feel like his passion was rap music, but his purpose was like leading the inner city youth out of like gun violence and so like he could have went and like spent a hot 16 and like made all this money, but then like who would have been like, I think he was working at like a youth center or something like that. So like, he was like, no one connects with the kids like you do. And stuff like that.
The thing is in that, like, he could use that gift to serve the kids.
That's
right.
True.
I guess
because kids connect to that, like, because when you think about hip hop or rapping, you think about that for the youth.
Young, yeah.
So they connect with an older person who has that gift. So
tying the bow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's definitely true about your passion not always leading you to the right things.
Yeah.
So yeah. Definitely.
I have several examples new passion for White Castle, and that's not, it's not good
killing
things. It's slowly killing me inside. I think last last night I was like, I don't know. I think I like walked up the stairs and stuff like that, and like I just kept. I was like, oh my god! I was like, you know what?
Maybe no more White Castle.
No more.
Just
No
get
more
that when you
sugar
drive.
nipples. Sorry.
Just drive right past it.
Was made by the devil.
And it's right by a church too, so.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's by my job and it's by my church.
Oh my God.
Head
It's a
Sean,
trap.
all right?
You're so right. It is up your block from the church.
Me and my
Yeah.
godson went after church today.
Oh my God.
Is he okay?
Yeah. He's like, these sugar nibblers. I got him hooked. Everybody.
Just spreading it down. Weren't we just talking about like the next generation you're being with?
They're supposed to be better than you.
Put the sauce on it. It's better with the sauce, Richie.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. All right. So are we done?
Yeah, that wraps up our freestyle episode.
All right.
Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook.
Yes.
On Instagram, we're Word at the Table. On Facebook, we're A Word at the Table.
Yes.
And yeah, then let
A
us
Word
know.
at the Table podcast, right? On Facebook?
No, I think it's just a Word at the Table.
Okay, scratch that.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, like hit us up. Anything you want us to talk about, send us a message.
Yes, and if you have a prayer request too, send it our way.
Yes.
Yeah, we're prayer warriors over here every Tuesday.
Amen. Amen.
All right, guys. Till next time. This is
A Word at the Table.